Live from the NWL broadcast studios in an undisclosed location 50 feet underground, thanks for joining us for this week's episode of the National Wrestling League. I'm your host, Marcus Williams, currently locked in this facility with no contact with the outside world, forced to almost literally eat, breathe, and sleep professional wrestling. Tonight, it's the road to crowning new tag team champions. The titles have been vacant ever since former champions the Leather Daddies went to jail due to that unfortunate truck stop men's room incident. Solitary Refinement will take on the Dirty Carny and White Trash Ricky Smash, and conflicting styles square off against Fred-Earl Express. The winners will face each other next episode for the titles. Plus, John White and Sherman Hank team up against Gary Genshuin and the NWL champion, the Defiler. White and the Defiler have not been seen in the ring together since the Defiler won the title from a distracted John White, who had been tricked into believing that America was going to vote for socialized medicine and was upset that the country was becoming a communist nation. First though, Smooth Operator faces off against the hypocrite, Psychedelic. And here we see Smooth Operator making his way to the ring, the Doctor of Love and Oncology. And this man, been out of action the last episode or so because of the fact that he has been performing surgery after surgery, as well as been on date after date. Not had a great run in the last little while here, being defeated by his rival, Gingivitis, as well as then in another match, being defeated by the Dirty Carny, as well as White Trash Ricky Smash, and his rival, Gingivitis. He's going to take on this man tonight who we last saw in action being knocked out. In fact, this is Psychedelic the Hypocrite, the man who says, make love and war. This man, conscientious observer, I believe, in war, but then decided to go anyway and sort of wrestles with his own demons in his mind. Some say that he may have been affected by his time there in the military. And here we see them about to square off. Here they are. It is Smooth Operator and White Trash. And Psychedelic. We are going to see White Trash, Ricky Smash, and the Dirty Carny in action a little bit later on in the first round of a mini tournament for the tag team titles. Smooth Operator now with a slam on Psychedelic and a pinfall early, but not even a 1 count. They lock up again. Psychedelic whips him to the ropes, but nothing doing there. And a kick to the stomach now by Smooth Operator, followed up by a second one. Tries to grab the leg for a submission hold, but that's fought off by Psychedelic. Spinning drop toe hold there. Another spinning kick to the stomach. Follows up with a slam, and Psychedelic goes out of the ring. And it looks like Smooth Operator playing to his fans there a little bit. That spinning kick misses, and that's a good thing. That would have taken Psychedelic's head clean off, I think. Leg kick there. Now they're sort of sizing each other up as Psychedelic thrown into the turnbuckle. Another one of those kicks misses. They are very flashy, but very hard to connect. But if they do, that could be the end of Psychedelic's night. Some sort of judo throw, I don't even know what you call that, but either way, a pinfall that doesn't even get a 1 count. Another one attempted here. Old George not there in time to even, again, administer a 1 count. These guys going for pins early on in this match. Not sure what the strategy is here, but we are now seeing Smooth Operator thrown into the corner, but nothing happens out of that. Elbow to the back now, and look at this, locks him up into this sort of cross-face STF combo. And a kick to the stomach lands as Psychedelic misses his elbow. And that was a neck breaker. What is this? We have a 1 count on that very bizarre pinfall attempt. Another elbow to the back, and now he's going to lock in this cross-face STF. Perhaps Smooth Operator trying to change up his strategy here a little bit, as going for a lot more submission holds and very fancy pinfalls, something we haven't really seen from him in his last 2 outings. Another body slam now, and he's going to run to the ropes and lands that flashy elbow. Now to the ropes, and looks like Smooth Operator able to grab the ropes there and stop his momentum. Another trip up there by Psychedelic. Whips him to the corner now. Backs off, and nope, we're not going to see anything as Smooth Operator now with that huge super kick. And he's going to lock in that pinfall again. We have 1, 2, but Psychedelic able to kick out in time. Lands a headbutt there. And now just a bizarre, grabs the arm, twists him around there, throws himself down in an attempt to hurt Smooth Operator there. And now again, tries to run to the corner, but Smooth Operator is not injured enough, I think, to stay there. And look at that! That running hook kick, and now he's going for a pinfall here. 1, 2, but the crowd appreciative of Psychedelic's attempts there, his ability to get out of this. Now he goes for the pinfall off of that suplex, but not even a 1 count, or just a 1 count. Another snap suplex there. And that spinning chop. Follows up with an elbow, but it misses. And Smooth Operator with that double arm suplex. And oh, face plant right there on Psychedelic. Follows it up with another face buster and a flashy elbow. Now working the jawbone there of Psychedelic. Psychedelic desperate to do something here as he lands that belly-to-belly suplex. And another one. And just launches him too, just throws him. And a spinning kick of his own, who knew? Psychedelic had that one in him. Taking a page out of Smooth Operator's own book there and gets a 2 count. Now a DDT by Smooth Operator. Follows it up with a kick to the leg and a flashy elbow. Psychedelic back up. And right back down with that super kick. There's a neck breaker. But Psychedelic able to stop that momentum there with that elbow to the back and follows up with a knee to the back. He's going for the pinfall here. We have 1, 2, but a kick out there by Smooth Operator. And another snap suplex. Psychedelic starting to make a comeback here with that soccer kick to the back. And launches into him. A lot of moves that sort of put his own body at risk, Psychedelic, and not sure if that's just the way he has always been, or sort of a byproduct of the abuse that he has taken in his time in the military. And now throws him to the corner, does Smooth Operator, but oh, look at that spinning brainbuster! And Psychedelic is the last one up, but Smooth Operator is not looking in good shape here. Another snap suplex. Now, elbow to the back. And what are we going to see? No, it's another spinning neck breaker there. And oh, look at this. Smooth Operator deciding it's time for some of his trademark dance moves. And look at that break dancing. Showing off to the crowd. I don't know if this is a good idea, but look at that spinning kick lands now. And Smooth Operator, no, thrown to the ropes himself. And look at that jumping piece crusher. And we have 1, 2, almost a 3 count off of that jumping piece crusher right there by Psychedelic. This is a back and forth match here, ladies and gentlemen, as now Psychedelic launches him with another one of those belly-to-belly suplexes, drags him away from the ropes. Probably a good idea. And look at this. He calls that one the Summer of Hate, and that's his finishing move. We have 1, 2, almost a 3 count. Summer of Hate connects, but somehow Smooth Operator able to kick out, and he hits that exploder suplex now. Psychedelic with that arm drag. But Smooth Operator follows it up with a trip up there. And oh, it's going to be this again. This happens again. Summer of Hate for the 2nd time. Pinfall attempt. 1, 2, and that's it. 3 count. And Psychedelic defeats Smooth Operator, who has not had a good run here in the NWL so far. 14 minutes, 54 seconds is how long it took for Psychedelic to rack up that win here tonight. Our next match here is the first of 2 in our miniature tag team tournament as the Dirty Carny and White Trash Ricky Smash take on Solitary Refinement, Chip Billings, and Deadly DeAndre Jackson. The winner of this match will advance to the finals in our next episode for the tag team titles. And now we see the Dirty Carny and White Trash Ricky Smash making their way to the ring. Childhood friends are these 2 men. It's not known whether they work together at the carnival. I don't believe so, as it's my understanding that White Trash Ricky Smash has never worked a day in his life, while the Dirty Carny's employment record is, of course, spotty at best. But these 2 men have had a great run in their last few outings, and they are going to take on these 2 men right here. This is the Millionaire Chip Billings and Deadly DeAndre Jackson, aka Solitary Refinement. And I shouldn't have been shocked to learn this, and I am sorry to anyone who might think that I am racist or a bigot, but Deadly DeAndre Jackson actually spent time in prison for a white-collar crime. It was embezzlement in the company that he had worked for. It is not a violent crime that he has been convicted of, and so I'm not really sure where he got the nickname Deadly DeAndre Jackson. Perhaps my captors will tell me about this at some other point, and maybe it would have been nice of them to tell me these things before I made a complete ass of myself. But here we are as we see an eye poke now by the Dirty Carny squaring off against Millionaire Chip Billings. And this match is on now. Another eye poke there. And an elbow to the face. The Dirty Carny really working the eyes of the Millionaire Chip Billings again. Another shot. Now there's a shot to the stomach. And, oh, Chip Billings is out of there right away as he tags in his partner, Deadly DeAndre Jackson. And it looks like, oh, double team attempt here now. And yes, it is a spike power bomb. And then that's followed up with a huge knee to the groin by Deadly DeAndre Jackson. Dirty Carny is getting out of there. He calls in his tag team partner. And look at that. Leg sweep into some sort of spinning kick. An incredible agility by these 2 men. Obviously, the much smaller men in the ring are the Dirty Carny and White Trash Ricky Smash. Both of them could compete in the NWL's underweight division. So it shows perhaps a lot of guts that they get in here with the 2 heavyweights, including this man here, who's now taking these chops to the corner, Deadly DeAndre Jackson, who is a very large man, indeed. I think he's probably about 6'3" or so, and maybe about, I want to say 240, 250. White Trash Ricky Smash, who lands that shot to the face there. My understanding, he's about 5'11" and about 130 pounds. And a man that is the product of poor nutrition and, let's just say it, probably drug use. I mean, I don't want to get in trouble for slander, but what are they going to do? Imprison me? I can't, I cannot be in a worse situation than this, I'm sure, as Deadly DeAndre Jackson slams down White Trash Ricky Smash there. And another one of those punches countered. This man obviously did a lot of fighting, street fighting in his day, to be able to counter these maneuvers. And now Ricky Smash, oh, look at these knees to the head. Old George tells him to break that up. I think it was because they were touching the ropes. I'm not sure. I guess a legal maneuver in the NWL in which you could submit an opponent. And here we see the reverse of that now on the ground by Deadly DeAndre Jackson. Now that chop to the head, and look at this one. Ricky Smash locks in this variation of the Scorpion Deathlock, TM. I don't know if we're allowed to call it that here, but I just did, so here we go. And now Chip Billings is in the ring. And look at this. Ricky Smash really going at it here. And he's just a one-man wrecking machine here as he's taking on both members of Solitary Refinement. And doing so quite easily. Chip Billings now, the fresh man in the ring as he slams down Ricky Smash. And look at this. Locks in his own variation of that death lock. There's no-handed version. A strange maneuver. Perhaps something he learned during his time working with, I'm told, to be some of the finest men in the professional wrestling business. He was able to pay to help train him, and then it doesn't honestly show off that often. I mean, here we see another interesting move there as he locks in some sort of strange leg and ankle lock, as the Dirty Carny now just headlock and starts wrenching at his neck. But Millionaire Chip Billing not afraid to use a lot of underhanded, shall we say, tactics to get a win in the NWL. And there we see his face driven into the mat by the Dirty Carny. And now water wheel drop. Runs to the ropes and lands that knee to the chest. And both men inexplicably thrown into the corner. I'm not sure if the Dirty Carny is all here tonight. I'm told that he routinely drank on the job while working for the carnival, which was not outlawed. And there we see some of those underhanded tricks by the Millionaire Chip Billing as he lands another shot to the groin. And here we're going to see a pinfall attempt. You just get a warning, I guess multiple warnings. I don't know if you can ever be disqualified for shots to the groin here in the NWL, but it doesn't seem like it, as old George usually just kind of says, hey, stop it, and they continue to keep doing it. So I don't know if it's just a lack of respect for authority here, or that they don't care what old George has to say. And here we see that Scorpion Deathlock locked in again. White Trash Ricky Smash in to help his partner now, but he was Dirty Carny was able to fight that off. And now look at that belly-to-belly suplex by the a man who does not look as strong as he is, Ricky Smash there. He looks quite frail, actually, and often barely able to hold himself up. Never mind the weight of larger men like Chip Billing and, of course, Deadly DeAndre Jackson. Now we're seeing this. It's a pile driver there on Chip Billing, and he is in serious trouble as he takes a knee to the side of the head there. Oh, and now he fights him off, and I don't know if Chip Billing is should be staying in the ring as long as he is here, as he reverses with that leg sweep. Now throwing Ricky Smash into his own corner. And what are we going to see here? It looks like a reversal, no, a reversal of a reversal. And Chip Billing not going to go for that pile driver again. Lariat misses. And a shot to the groin of his own, followed by that weird point at Deadly DeAndre Jackson. I guess maybe saying, like, come and get me. And so here he is. And look at this. Oh, he hits his finisher. Right there, that was the dropout. Deadly DeAndre Jackson hit with that early on in this match now. And I don't know how much use he's going to be to his partner now. And more taunting by White Trash Ricky Smash as he's now thrown out of the ring by Chip Billings. Attempting to get a little break, but he's not going to get one. Oh, look at that modified brainbuster. That crotch grab brainbuster right there by the Dirty Carny. And then that capture suplex on Ricky Smash, and Chip Billing now tagging in his partner. Deadly DeAndre Jackson in there and to get a measure of revenge with that neck crank. Runs to the ropes, and look at this, Chip Billing just taunting him, just pretending to beg for his, oh no, look at this. Yes, right there, that's lights out. And we're gonna see a pinfall attempt here. 1, 2, and the Dirty Carny saves his partner. Lands that STO. So both men have landed their finishers on each other. Oh, that huge DDT. And DeAndre Jackson now has Ricky Smash. Oh, a shot to the groin there, right where he wants him, I think. Oh, reversal now, Ricky Smash. And look at that, the elevation on that back suplex. And now Ricky Smash getting out of there and bringing in the Dirty Carny, who gets, oh, look at that modified brainbuster, hooks the leg. And now those clubbing shots to the head. And I don't know, if Dirty Carny looked like he was perhaps maybe just goading him back into closer to his corner there. But, oh, this is not going to be good right here. That's lights out. And we see a pinfall attempt now. 1, 2, almost a 3 count, and Ricky Smash not in to help his partner, even though his partner helped him earlier on. What was that all about? Is he perhaps too beaten up from And here we're gonna see lights out again. And he's knocked out. Oh no, he is knocked out. And that's it. Old George calls for the bell. That is it. There is no defense against being knocked out in the NWL, and that is the end of this match. DeAndre Jackson knocks out the Dirty Carny with lights out at 17 minutes, 9 seconds, and Chip Billings and DeAndre Jackson will now move on to the finals in the next episode for the NWL Tag Team Championships. This was incredible. I really thought after we've seen Chip Billings and DeAndre Jackson struggle in the last little while, and we've seen the Dirty Carny and Ricky Smash flourish. And I don't know why Ricky Smash did not come to the aid of the Dirty Carny, but I'm sure they're going to have words backstage about that. But they are not moving on, and Solitary Refinement will now face the winners of our next matchup with Conflicting Styles taking on Fred-Earl Express. Eric and Jeff Styles now making their way to the ring, the team known as Conflicting Styles. Eric Styles, of course, grew up very well cared for in a family with a lot of money, went to the finest schools, both academically and wrestling related, and his brother Jeff Styles, not so fortunate as he decided to run away at the age of 10, lived on the streets for years before these two men teamed up again now here in the NWL, and they are going to take on these two men in this tournament. Fred-Earl Express, two men who work together, I'm told live together. They actually are roommates. I guess somehow being delivery men by day and wrestlers by night still doesn't pay the bills well enough for you to have your own place, and perhaps if they win the NWL Tag Team titles, the NWL will pay them more. I don't know how much they get paid. They don't pay me anything. They just abducted me and told me to keep working here, so I assume perhaps their wrestlers are paid, or I don't know what's going on. But they're going to face off right now as Eric Styles takes on Fred Drecker in this tag team matchup. And Eric Styles there, I believe, wrestled in college, perhaps Olympic trials as well. I don't believe that he ever actually made the Olympics, but he is an accomplished amateur wrestler turned professional, and you can see that it's sort of reflected in his outfit as well as his style. They lock up now, and Fred Drecker trips him up. Clubbing fist there, and now goes behind, but that's reversed. A bulldog headlock there by Eric Styles. Both men they're clubbing away at each other right now as Eric lands that elbow to the back. And we see a snap suplex right there. And he is back on his feet, inexplicably heading toward the corner of, oh, look at this. Reversed. Some sort of takedown, double leg takedown there by Eric Styles. But he is now firmly in the corner of Fred-Earl Express as Eric now will be facing the man known as Earl Haynes, the other half of Fred-Earl Express. They lock up now, and big spinning punch there by Earl Haynes. And you can see there, Earl actually a much smaller man than Eric. But Eric now, tagging out to the larger of the two men right here. This is Jeff Styles, and he is everything that Eric isn't in terms of a stylistic behavior here. This is a gritty man who, as you can see right there, with those big, just driving elbows on the ground. This is a man who grew up learning to fight on the streets, and yeah, I'm not really sure the circumstances that have brought Eric and Jeff back together here in the NWL. But here they are tonight as they compete for their shot at the tag team titles in the next episode. Earl now with those judo throws, and sort of running away from Jeff here, perhaps strategically trying to draw him back into his own corner. And oh, look at that! Jeff Styles actually somehow countered by the smaller Earl Haynes. He's able to stop his momentum there, and a big headbutt right there. And that is showing off the grittier style of Jeff Styles. Now he drags him back towards his corner, and I thought we were going to see a pinfall attempt. Just rolls him over for some strange reason. Throws now by Earl, and another spinning drop toe hold. Now that slap to the chest, and Jeff Styles, oh, he tries to throw him to the corner, but Earl not having any of that with that reversal. And look at the power right there of Jeff with that vertical suplex. Now throws Earl to the ropes and tries a lariat there, but it was ducked under. But he's not able to reverse that one as that side slam connects. And now big clothesline, and he just, starts with those driving elbows. And old George asks him if he wants to give up. Those are legal here in the NWL. I'm not sure what is and isn't legal sometimes here, but I think basically almost everything seems to be legal, aside from, say, grabbing a chair and beating a man to half to death with it. You see a double drop kick there by Fred-Earl Express. Two men who do work very well together. Again, they work together in their professional lives as well, and Jeff now with the 1 count. As Fred Drecker now, the legal man in the ring again, bowls him over there, and again with these driving elbows, but old George tells him to break because he is in the ropes there. And a clothesline lands there by Fred Drecker. Tries another one, but it misses. And a drop toe hold. What do you see there? Drop kick misses. And Jeff Styles going for the pinfall off of that one. And Fred Drecker not going to lose to missing a drop kick. That would be a very strange ending. But we have seen strange endings before here. Jeff Styles won a match a few weeks ago with a elbow to the back, which was a very strange one. But oh, look at this. This is expedited end. Fred Drecker lands expedited end. It goes for the pinfall here. But no, he's in the ropes there. And Eric Styles not able to help his partner anyway. But it didn't matter. Thrown to the corner now. And Jeff Styles, I think, is in real trouble. I think it's only his pride keeping him here in the ring. And we see now another vertical suplex. Running to the... Nope, he's not going to run to the ropes. As Fred Drecker back on his feet. And a Samoan drop. Now runs to the ropes. No, again. Oh, Fred Drecker up, but he's dazed. Oh, but, maybe he was playing possum there as he lands that jawbreaker. We have a 1 count, 2, and, he's able to kick out. I don't know if Fred Drecker was helped or was, I don't know what happened there as Eric Styles sort of did something there. And look at this. Oh, knee to the sternum. Just throws him on his own knee, and, that is just grotesque. What a maneuver there by Jeff Styles. And, takes a shot to the groin. And, it looks like Fred Drecker also fine wrestling or fighting dirty here. Just picks him up and big power slam. Hopefully throwing him around, not like he treats boxing. Oh, look at this. Here we are seeing it. This is end of the line. Jeff Styles lands it, and he's getting out of here, and so is Fred. And it's legal men in the ring now are Eric. Look at that! So much going on here. That was handled without care by Earl Haynes. I'm so confused with Eric and Earl, and I don't know why. And but here we are, Earl and Eric now in the ring as we see a roll up, but that's right into the ropes. And there it is, into the corner, but no, snap suplex by Earl Haynes on Eric Styles. Eric misses with that drop kick and thrown out of the ring. And it looks like Eric is going to take a quick breather here. Probably a good tactic sometimes to just slow down the momentum of the match a little bit. And now, bulldog headlock right there by Earl Haynes. Now he locks in this knee lock. And Jeff in to try and help his brother, but it didn't matter as Eric was able to escape. Drags him away from the ropes. We're going to see here, big clothesline by Eric, but then they follow up with that trip up by Earl, and leg drop there. Snap suplex. And a knee to the chest, to the jaw, I'm not quite sure. Now we see that snap Frankenstein or Hurricane Rana sort of a combination there. Elbow to the chest now. And what are we seeing here? It's the Styles Plex. 1, 2. Almost a 3 count as the Styles Plex almost ends this match here, and the chances of Fred-Earl Express. And now we see a neckbreaker drop, and I think that we also saw Jeff Styles take a pretty nasty shot there. And oh, look at this. There it is. Handle without care. And oh, he had a foot on the ropes. And it looks like Eric is not done yet, but both men have now landed their finishers on each other. And this is not good, as this is anyone's match now. And both men reversing each other, and just a great little bit of textbook chain wrestling happening here, as we see another leg scissors there. Picks him up, and what are we going to see here? Oh, snap! Into a snap neck breaker there. And now Eric getting out of there, and right away is out of there. He does not want any more of this match right now. Leaving in his hands of the hands of his brother here, Jeff, who just now took an elbow to the chest. But look at that, Earl unable to capitalize, and he almost took a shot there, but now we see a side leg sweep there. Follows up with a knee. That misses that lariat. And what are we going to see? There it is again. There it is, handled without care, and a pinfall attempt. 1. No, only a 1 count. He's too close, and Eric goes up top and lands that elbow, and it was Hobo's kiss. 1, 2, almost a 3 count. Another strain. He landed Hobo's kiss on Fred Drecker and then pinned Earl. Oh, look at this. This is in bad territory. 3 count. That's it. And Earl Haynes wins there with that modified tombstone, holds it, and that is the end of the night for the men known as Conflicting Styles. And it looks like we are going to see a repeat of last week's episode, as Fred Drecker and Earl Haynes, Fred-Earl Express, will take on Solitary Refinement in the finals, with the winners becoming the new tag team champions. And it is now time for our main event of the evening, as Righteous John White teams up with Sherman Hank to take on Gary Ganchuin and the NWL's current heavyweight champion, the Defiler. And now we have the 2 men making their way to the ring, John White and Sherman Hank, 2 men very well loved here in the NWL. Of course, John White, easily the most popular man in professional wrestling today, and he will partner with ex-military Sherman Hank, as they both there give their pledge and salute. And the fans love these 2 men, both just all-American boys, and now they will take on these 2 men. Gary Ganchuin, a huge man, 440 pounds, I'm told, something around there, and of course the NWL's current heavyweight champion, the Defiler. This man has just destroyed everyone in his path. Both these men really have in the last little while, and this will be an interesting tag team matchup between 4 very powerful men in the NWL. Old George getting ready to call for it, and this match is on, and it looks like Righteous John White is going to take on Gary Ganchuin to kick things off here as he trips him up. Throws a punch and misses. And elbow to the back of the head. Gary Ganchuin just absolutely huge. So much weight going into the back right there of John White. Tries a football tackle and misses, but does not miss with that jab. They lock up. And John White still able to get the best of it, despite the size advantage of Gary Ganchuin, is still managing to outpower him. Throws a punch there and misses, and oh, that shot to the stomach by Gary Ganchuin. Now a bear hug, all that weight just driving it into his rib cage. But John White again trips him up. He's just showing that he is outmaneuvering him here on every level. And of course, John White, not a small man by any means himself, 6'4", 6'5", something like 270. But That's a great strategy here as well by John White to continue to throw and make Gary Ganchuan run. That will tire him out very quickly. This is a man who is very strong, but is not known for being a high-endurance wrestler. And, oh, just bowls him over, though. That is not a good idea to be stationary and allow that much weight to come at you. That momentum is just going to be hard to move. But now a headlock into a punch there. And, oh, tried the uncrossable borderline. And the power! Not only did he land that vertical suplex, he picked him up like he was nothing. And now Manhattan drop, and Gary Ganchuan is in serious trouble here early on in this match. And, oh, just falls backwards, does Gary Ganchuan, which is a great maneuver for him to do, as he just doesn't have to do a whole lot of anything, just fall backwards. But now and look at this, the Defiler now in there against Righteous John White. We have not seen these two men in the ring together since John White lost the title. And now there's that head claw locked in. And John White knows all about that one. He has been hit by desecration, and he does not want to see that here again tonight. The NWL title, of course, not on the line. As Righteous John White reversal and into a neck breaker. And the crowd is loving this. Another reversal. And look at that. The power there as he grabs him and then just drives his elbow into his stomach. Now a body slam on the Defiler. Elbow. And a punch misses by Righteous John White. But that does not miss. That was a headbutt by the Defiler. Whip to the ropes, and it looks like Righteous John White is going to get out of here and allow Sherman Hank to take the reins here for a little while. Snap suplex on the Defiler. And a double team attempt, but Defiler fights that one off. And Defiler, oh, it looked like he was, he almost decided he wasn't done with John White, though. I think he wants more, and he has said, I'm told that he will take him on any time that he wants, and has in fact called John White cowardly for not wrestling him, as he just gets driven into the mat there. NWL officials, though, waiting for the right time for that to happen. They want it to be a clean match. They want John White's head clear, and they do not want any more trickery by the Defiler in that next match. So we don't know when we'll see that, but now we're seeing them here in the ring tonight together, and now we see a big salute there by Sherman Hank. And the Defiler is not in good shape as Righteous John White, oh, looked like he was coming to get some there. And now we see a throw to the corner. Oh, Sherman Hank running elbow and just allows the Defiler to fall. Look at this is lock and load. But no, the Defiler just breaks out of that real quick. Lock and load, though, and oh, look at this head claw there. But again, Sherman Hank also able to break out of that very quickly. And a sort of delayed water wheel drop. But that's followed up with a headbutt as the Defiler sort of giving and taking at the same time. Oh, big arm drag. Sherman Hank picks him back up and locks in this choke. Now a body slam, and another salute to his fans, and the fans, of course, respond. They love it. And oh no! It looks like Sherman Hank has accidentally ran into Old George, and now we have a slap to the face and a shot to the chest there. And now look at this, the Defiler. I think that Sherman Hank perhaps feels bad about that. A little confused by what he's done there as he accidentally hits Old George, and now the Defiler able to take advantage of that there. Now he's shot to the stomach there, another shot to the midsection by the Defiler. And look at that, the power on that palm strike there that just drives him into the mat. And a headbutt to the back. Oh, this is desecration. And he lands that. We're going to see a pinfall attempt here. 1, 2, and Righteous John White. He is able to save his partner, Sherman Hank, from what was for sure going to be victory for the Defiler. Now a clubbing shot to the back, and Sherman Hank needs to get out of here quickly. As we see that flying clothesline there by the very large man, the Defiler. This guy, of course, no small man either. Oh, and he's calling for it here, and the crowd not thrilled about that. The Defiler about 310 pounds himself, 6'5" or so, and now we see a double team move by the Righteous One and Sherman Hank. And another one. What is this going to be? Neckbreaker powerbomb combo. The Defiler, he's getting out of there now. Not going to take any more abuse from these two men, and he's going to take a breather. Gary Ganchuan back in this match, and perhaps running from Righteous John White. I'm sure that he would not be thrilled to hear that. And but as far as I know, I am nowhere near him, and he can't get to me. So hopefully that's the case. And what's going to happen here? Gary Ganchuan running, but we're not going to find out. As John White back up and lands another Manhattan drop. To the back now, and again, Gary Ganchuan just falls backwards. All that weight crushing John White. Elbow to the back now. And clubbing blows. Follows it up with a stomp to the back. John White tries to pick him up, but he's starting to get a little tired. And when you start getting a little tired, trying to pick up 440 pounds of Gary Ganchuan is just not going to happen. Throws him to the corner now. And a body slam by Gary Ganchuan. Throws him to the corner again. Again, good strategy is keep him moving, keep Gary Ganchuan running, and unable to get a break here. Manhattan drop again. And, you know, all that weight on John White's knee can't be good either, as we see just a big slam there by Gary Ganchuan. Now shots to the stomach, to the head, and this is the seismic slam. 1, 2, but Sherman Hank able to save his partner, much like John White saved him earlier in this match. And big suplex, and all that weight crashing down on the mat as well. And now another vertical suplex, and so much power. It looks like John White getting a second wind here. Not allowing that seismic slam to do much damage, and Gary Ganchuan now taunting John White with that sort of sumo pose. I don't believe that Gary Ganchuan has ever actually participated in official sumo matches, as he lands that big crushing belly to belly. But if he did, I'm sure he would probably do very well at it. And that was an American leg sweep by John White, and he is going out of this match now. Sherman Hank takes the reins as he lands again another delayed water wheel drop. And a big spear right there. Pulls him away from the corner. Misses that punch, but he's going to throw Gary Ganchuan into the ropes, into the corner here, and Gary throws him outside of the ring. John White now left alone in the ring with these two men, and that was not good, as John White takes another one of those shots. But look at this. Gary Ganchuan, you can see he's exhausted. He's just trying to breathe. He can't take a whole lot more. Oh, look at that sleeper suplex. That was huge. And it took a lot out of Sherman Hank there as well, though. Lands another spear. And now another modified delayed water wheel slam, water wheel drop. As we now reach the 20-minute mark of this match, and you can see, yeah, Gary Ganchuan, oh, he is just wiped out. And look at this, lock and load, lock and load. He's asking Gary if he wants to give up. Gary able to get out of there. And we're now seeing, we saw John White and Defiler lock it up there for a second, and now, oh, Gary Ganchuan saved by the ropes just barely, as John White and the Defiler continue to go at it here. He's making Gary run. And look at this. No, Gary can't even move. No, what are you? Sherman Hank is distracted by the Defiler, as you can see that Gary Ganchuan couldn't catch his breath, and now big choke slam on Sherman Hank. But look at this. Gary can't follow up. He's exhausted. Who's gonna get here first? Knee to the stomach, and now Gary finally catching his breath. And Sherman Hank gets choke slammed again. And Gary still continuing to breathe. I don't think he just follows up, but he follows up with that seismic slam. We have 1, 2, and almost a 3 count. And Righteous John White saves his partner at the very last second with that one right there. Oh, American suplex. But it looked like, obviously not the legal man in the ring. Seismic slam again. 1, and only a 1 count as he is in their territory. Oh no, desecration. Desecration, and John White has felt that before, and he feels it again here tonight. He makes his way back to his corner, and that is not going to be good. As Righteous John White takes that one. And it looks like a reversal there by Gary Ganchuin. Stomping the chest of Sherman Hank. And locks in this choke. Could this be it? He's asking him. No, and it looks like Gary Ganchuin able to get out of that and escape. As we see a double arm suplex on Gary Ganchuin. It is bedlam in that ring right now. As all 4 men were facing off against each other. Sherman Hank with a snap suplex on Gary Ganchuin. And what are we going to see here? Oh, brainbuster. I don't know if that was meant to be a brainbuster or if he just couldn't hold that weight anymore, but he lands it and now drives the back of Gary Ganchuin's head in, and now we see it again, lock and load, but no, he's in the ropes. Punch to the face on the Defiler, and look at that, the Defiler is absolutely exhausted. We see a spine buster. And that fall away slam. But again, that's got to take so much of Sherman Hank, and it does. You can see he's just exhausted here. He's working the head of, the back and the head of Gary Ganchuin now. And that would have been a good time for him to hit lock and load, but or to lock it back in, but now Gary Ganchuin out of the ring, and the Defiler back in the ring. The NWL Heavyweight Champion in the ring there with Sherman Hank. A roll-up. 1, 2. Almost a 3 count. And he almost pulls that one out. But the Defiler, lands that clothesline now. Picks him up. And another one of those big palm strikes. And a headbutt. And the Defiler, the fresh man in the ring, has had a chance to rest a little bit there, as Gary Ganchuin took a bit of a beating there for a little while, and now it looks like he is easily... No, I spoke too soon. Look at that. Brainbuster, and then this... what is this? Knees to the head, and old George asking him if he wants to give up. Again, legal in the NWL. Oh no, desecration. He lands it, and we're going to see it. 1, 2, almost a 3 count. And Righteous John White was headed back to his corner and was unable to get back in time to help save his partner. And we saw that atomic drop. Oh no, never mind. Look at this. Again, desecration. We have 1, we have 2, we have... Oh, that was a 3 count. It was a 3 count. And... Righteous John White not able to get there in time to save his partner, and it looks like the Defiler, the NWL Heavyweight Champion, pins Sherman Hank at the 29-minute, 29-second mark with desecration. John White has to be not thrilled about that. Of course, he is on the losing end of that match, technically speaking, even though he was not pinned. And, he just cannot wait, I'm sure, for the NWL Commissioner to allow that match to happen. The rematch between Righteous John White and the Defiler has to be coming soon. We know it. And that is it for this week's episode of the NWL. I'm Marcus Williams. Thanks for watching, but no thanks for any of you who have not attempted to save me. Good night.